Everyone, and welcome to Inspiration Morning Live. I am Christina Crowley, and I am so happy to have you here today. And I am so happy to be here today. I help people who are going after their passion. And one of the things that I felt like I needed to do to be able to help people go after their passion is do something that really kind of terrified me. And that was doing these lives every morning. And I am finally gotten to my 100th Inspiration Morning Live. And I didn't think I was going to get here. And that's because I am a shy person. I can do a lot of things, and I have done a lot of things, and I've had a lot of success, and I feel capable in doing many things, but putting myself out there in front of, potentially anybody who is on Facebook, which is 2 billion people, though, no, I don't have that many people watching, but just knowing that, anybody could go and find these, and, I could have any kind of reaction, and am I, tough enough to, just do this, to do it. Hello, good morning. Thank you for joining me. So I am, I'm kind of celebrating a little bit of a milestone. This is my 100th Inspiration Morning Live, and I'm kind of proud to be here, and it brings me to what I want to talk about today, which is milestones. We all need milestones in our lives, and we need big milestones. We need small milestones. We need milestones in our lives that we didn't think we were going to get. For me, when I was working, jobs that I didn't really like, for me, a milestone might be getting to lunch. And then my next milestone might be making it to, whatever time, work ended. Or it can be doing, have been going to work, for the entire amount of time until I got to my vacation. That was my milestone, is getting to my vacation. It's not a great way to live, but it does get us through situations that aren't exactly fun. And for me, this, 100th Inspiration Morning Live may be, whatever, to some people, but it is a milestone. And for me, we need the small milestones. We need the big milestones to, really, build our success back. I don't mind saying that when, I started these, I was terrified, and I had my cell phone. I did it with my cell phone, and but I made the commitment to doing it, and I made the commitment of doing it to one of my mentors, that I was going to just do it every day, Monday through Friday, and push on through it. And but it builds a little bit of success, and you need those little things, as many successes as I have in different areas of my life, but I wanted some personal success. And I think, having those personal success gives us that confidence, that esteem to carry through with the rest of our life, and that we can do things. We have, little milestones and successes over here that we can build, in other areas of our life, maybe not related to my Facebook lives. And in going after your passion, which speaking is one of my passions, but, doing it every day was terrifying to me. It still is. I still get nervous. Good morning. Thank you for joining me. I'm glad you're here. And I want to say thank you to those of you who are going to be watching this on the replay, because, I know our schedules don't always mesh. And those of you who watch this live, thank you for taking the time out of your day for watching it now before it gets, some subtitles put on it. It usually happens late in the day, but milestones they're important in so many ways. People have milestones of anniversaries, and those are huge milestones. And people have the milestone of, any kind of milestones. It doesn't matter. Like I put on the intro, it doesn't matter if they're small or they're large. They're important to us. They're important to us in our lives. I don't know, even if it's just cooking at home instead of eating out, for all week. We need them. We need them in our lives. I'm kind of at a loss for the why of it. And sometimes I am. When I don't have all the answers. And that's why I do this Inspiration Morning Lives. I started Inspiration Morning because I looked to, I love to read, and I love to read about people, and I love to read about famous people. And then I like quotes a lot too. And I started Inspiration Morning on Twitter first, and then I came over to Facebook, and I made memes, and I liked the memes because memes, and the words of other people get me through the hard times. It's knowing that other people have been there too, and it gives me the grit that I need to continue on to move forward. And so that's why I created Inspiration Morning, and to help people who, may need that little bit of extra oomph too. And I know today somebody put on a Friday quote. And it's, it's kind of cool, because I love Fridays. And, for me, posting every day and getting the memes and making the memes to put on there, it does keep in mind for me that, to keep pushing forward, to keep those milestones, the consistency of doing something every day it's important to me. And that, a few people may enjoy them, I really like. And so feel free to give me some thumbs up. Feel free to give me some hearts. I really like those. In doing something like this for the 100 days, it's, it brings up all kinds of things. And there are things you learn when you go through long periods of times of just doing something, of getting to know something, whether it's years on a job, whether it's, years of being married to someone or being in a relationship or living in the same place, and then maybe shaking up your schedule and or moving somewhere. Those milestones, you can learn something from them. And I know through these past 100 Inspiration Morning Lives, I've learned that I can do this, and that you do accept me. I haven't gotten any snotty comments, thank goodness. I would have just picked myself up and carried on had I gotten snotty comments, which means please don't give me snotty comments. But I know that I can do this. I needed the challenge. And I think doing something different, doing something challenging to you does help build with that success. And it gives you something to go, yeah, I did that. Yeah, looking back on it, and I can do that. I can push forward. I can do the next thing that comes along, even if it's really hard. And I think easy milestones, like for me, getting up and speaking to you may genuinely be difficult for me. And it may bring up all kinds of, it brings up all my stuff. It brings up my, for lack of a better word, my shit. It brings up my insecurities. It brings up my, oh my gosh, they will hate me. Or it brings up, who am I to get on Facebook Live and to talk on my Facebook page? Who am I? All those different kinds of insecurities that people have, that I have. And it does help me deal with those. And I think it makes me better for, working with my clients. It makes me more secure. It makes me go, okay, I went through that earlier today and I lived. I may have been embarrassed. It may have been a horrible Facebook Live that I haven't been able to, that I lost my track of thought, that I couldn't find the words, that I stuttered, all of those things. But, later on the day I can look back and go, I lived, I'm still here. It was kind of hard. It may have been embarrassing, but I pushed through. And, so now in dealing with something that may be difficult with my client work, or, just pushing through something difficult in my life, I can do it. And so what do you do in your life that, you build upon your success? That maybe some milestones for you. What are some milestones you celebrated recently? And when you celebrated those milestones, what have they meant to you? What have they taught you? What I've learned is, the phone has rang, the dog has barked, the cat's meowed. There have been planes going by, there have been workers. There have been lots of sounds and lots of things that I've realized that it's okay. It's all right. Those of you who may be watching will know that, yeah, I'm doing this for my home and that stuff's going to happen. But, I persevered and I pushed on, and it's okay. This is our broadcast that we have during the day. And, So I'm glad that I've made it to 100 shows. And I'm kind of proud that I have, because like I said, when I worked in theater, I worked behind the scenes. I was not the person on stage. I was never the person on camera. I was never the person on stage. And there's lots of things that I like to do in my life where I am the face. I am the front person. And I started Toastmasters 3 years ago, and it was just so hard for me to get up and do my speeches. And I'm sure some of you who are slightly shy know that, and getting up in front of strangers. It was difficult. And hello, good morning. I see we have some others here. I like using the Be Live. I do use that as my platform to come live to you in the mornings. And, when I look at different ways, it's because on the screen I have, I can see that there are more people who have joined us. And, then I can look at, the other screen, which shows me. So thank you for coming. I do appreciate you taking the time to come here and listen to me. And I am very happy that I've made it to the 100th show. And, because it's not always about me. It is usually some of the things that I'm thinking about. And I really try to hopefully ask some questions that you can think about in your own life, that, you can think about maybe the milestones in your life. You can think about, have the milestones built success? Have they been good, or have they been bittersweet? We do have those kinds of milestones in our life too, that are bittersweet, and something that, it's a milestone that I really wish I didn't have to go through. We all have those kinds of milestones. Or we have milestones like today where I'm really happy to go through it. As a kid, I was so incredibly shy. I was unbelievably shy, and I hated that people pointed it out. And I would blush when people turned and tried to talk to me. I just was like, don't talk to me. I was incredibly shy. I still am incredibly shy. I'm a very quiet person. One of my favorite things was to go to, we would go to Red Rocks as a teenager, me and my sisters, and I would love to watch people. And, and I would, of course you'd, get along with the people around you, you'd make friends with the people around you. But, and that was, the place where I was like, I realized I was incredibly shy because I was a people watcher, and, within your family, yeah, you talk to them. But, when you get around other people, I realized I was very, very shy. And it has continued on until adulthood. But I have, when I went through theater and went through my theater training, I did learn to put on my game face. And that's what got me through many things. I just white knuckled it through. And, there are many situations where that has helped me. And so I am, with this 100th episode, having done this 100 times, put my mug on Facebook and talked within this group. I feel like it is a bit of, I haven't overcome any of that, but I've realized that may be who I am, but it's not necessarily a flaw. It's who I am. And pushing yourself through things that are uncomfortable, we all really do it. And we all, rarely when we push ourselves through something that's an uncomfortable situation for us, is it fatal? Is it something that's really going to, may emotionally hurt us? But sometimes it's just like when we get on the other side, we're like, okay, it's all right. Hello, good morning. Thank you for being here. This is my 100th episode of Inspiration Morning Live. And I am glad you're here today. And feel free to put any comments in the comment section of Facebook. I do appreciate them, and I do see them. Feel free to give me some hearts, some thumbs up. I love those too. It's really nice to be able to see those. And, so I'm going to be continuing on with these Facebook Lives. I do enjoy them. I do enjoy interacting with you, and I like putting them on my personal page. And, it is, I made it to my milestone. I made it to what I said I was going to do. And I realized that I am going to continue on. And so I'd love your help, and I'd love to hear from you. What are the things you struggle with? What are the milestones you've had? What are your biggest challenges? I do help people who are going after their passion. And, in doing that, what stops you from truly going after what is your passion? I belong to a couple of masterminds, and I belong to those masterminds because my passion is working for myself, and my passion is having a certain kind of business and learning and going forward. And, I really appreciate the group type of atmosphere. And so, within my challenges and going after my passion, that is what has helped. And I have moved forward. And so how have you moved forward in your going after your passion? How do you go after your passion if you're a little bit nervous about it? If maybe you feel it's out of reach. And that's kind of why I think milestones are a good thing. Because for me, milestones can look back and you can build upon that success. And but what would you like to see me talk about more? I've done 100 of these. I've talked about being perfectly imperfect. And that is kind of one of my favorite things. And resistance. I think those are huge concepts for me that have truly, truly helped. Because we all are perfectly imperfect. And I talked about that early on within my Facebook Lives. And, it's just such a thing. In itself, that is really about self-acceptance. And that's kind of what I've been pushing through in these 100 Inspiration Morning Lives. But also resistance. Resistance is something, it's what creeps up at us. It's what, before I type in to go live in the morning says, don't do that. You really don't need to do that today. It's that scared part of myself that says, I don't need to. Resistance is something we all need to push through, because when we push through, we do feel better on the other side. Well, good morning. I see we have some more people popping in. And those are really of the big things that I feel like I can see present in a lot of the inspirational quotes. It's pushing through. It's getting beyond the resistance. And the more and more I read about resistance and learn about resistance, and there is The War of Art, and I can't remember who wrote that. The War of Art is the book that really covers resistance, and he talks about pushing through it and getting through it. I can picture the man. I just can't remember who it was. So anybody who's watching knows who wrote The War of Art, please put it in the comments, or I'm going to have to look it up afterwards. I used to struggle with resistance. My resistance was impossible, and I couldn't put my finger on it. I didn't know what it was. And that is when I would white knuckle things. And I would put on my game face to get through things. Resistance is present in all of our lives in certain ways, and we may all have different names for it, but it is that thing where we just can't give in to, I can't do that. No, I can't. It's that little voice. It's the devil and the angel. The angel telling you you should do it. The devil saying, no, you don't have to do it. It's that kind of a dynamic. And once we get past that resistance, the world can open up to us. And I think that is the biggest thing that, I can't remember his name, who wrote The War of Art. And he was a writer, and he's written several screenplays. It's a brilliant book for learning and getting beyond that. And even you don't even have to be an artist. Everybody has it. And I think we really can find who we are and get to where we want once we push through resistance. Resistance is, it's been present in almost all of my Inspiration Morning Lives, and it probably will be going forward. I think, most of the quotes, Roy T. Bennett, Eleanor Roosevelt, and the others who have inspired me and who would put on the memes for Inspiration Morning, it seems to be resistance that they're pushing through. It kind of is resistance that they're talking about. It's like, you can do it and go on and do it. And that's why I kind of like milestones. Milestones show you that you push through that resistance. Milestones show you, what you're made of, and that you really are, able to go to even a higher level. And that's what builds your success. And it builds, and success is relative to who you are. Success may be that you're happy and that you're comfortable in your life and you have a nice home and that, whatever that is to you. So for some people, success is lots of money. And it just varies from one person to the other now. But it's all, we need to be who we want to be. And I also, put the disclaimer that as long as we're not hurting others. Alrighty, I need a sip of my coffee. I'm only on my first cup today, and I have my Create cup today. What are you going to create in your life? What are you happiest about that you have created? We all need plans for the future. I think looking forward, even though we only have this moment, it is important. We work towards something even though we only have this moment. And that is, that's also a concept I think I've talked about a lot, throughout these episodes is, working in the moment, but you have to have a plan for the future. And I think, and I've known some people who say they don't have plans for the future. They don't have goals. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, why? Why? You can do this. Alrighty. I have gone quite a while. I want to say thank you all for joining me. And those of you who are going to watch this in the replay, and those of you who have watched me live today, thank you for supporting me on these 100 Inspiration Morning Lives. I do have quite a group who do watch these. And those of you who share this, Barbara, thank you very much. Lorianne, I always wonder if I'm saying your name, right? Teresa, Julie, Marg, those of you who have supported me, those of you who constantly give me the likes, thank you, Kara. I really do appreciate your support in doing this. When I first started, I was really shocked that people watched. And that's my own stuff coming up. And that is the resistance I have to push through. We all each are valuable. Our thoughts each are worthy of being expressed. And when somebody listens, that is the cherry on top. That is the wonderfulness of it. And those of you who've given me likes or positive comments, thank you so much. I do appreciate those. They're important to me. I do need to have the esteem come from within myself, but when people who like your page, give you a like, it's really nice. It really is a fun thing to have. Alrighty. If you feel that this has been helpful, or if you enjoy my Facebook Lives, please feel free to share them. I really do appreciate that. And the likes and the hearts, somehow it works with Facebook's algorithm to, share this to more people within the group and to share it within the people who are friends of mine on my personal page on Facebook. And I really want to say thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching the first 100 of these and for the many hundreds more to come. I also, in my future plans, I'm going to be, ramping up my dog channel, my Wagwoof Love. It's a Facebook channel. I'm going to do some Facebook Lives. And dogs really are a big part of my passion. I love many, many things. I still love my clients, my SEO clients. You pay the bills and I love you. But, and I really do want to work on my Wagwoof Love. It is a passion of mine. Jewelry is a passion of mine. But my next venture is going to be, doing more of Wagwoof Love. But it takes me 10 minutes to do this in the mornings for my Facebook Lives. And you'll still be seeing me here. And doing these 100 have made me realize that, I can push through the fear of being in front of people. I can do this. And I've been reading some things by Vix from Vix Fixes. And I can't remember your last name at the moment. I'm really having trouble with names today. Push through. She's a real advocate for women. And, I really enjoy her stuff because, it's like push forward. Don't stop. Don't let anything stop you, no matter who you are. And especially for women, empowerment of women. And, I appreciate that. Just discovered her recently. She was our guest on Go After Your Passion Live past Wednesday. Go ahead and watch that. She is a powerhouse. She's an amazing lady. Alrighty. So to the next 100 of Inspiration Morning Live. I appreciate you being here, and I look forward to seeing you on the next 100. Ta-ta for now.